Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. This your boy Dizzy D Spill with my co-host in the building.
Jelani Evans.
Farmer Poe.
Be ready, dog. I'm finna get you every time. Put your almonds down. So on this episode, we got show and tell. Poe, you want to tell everybody what you got, man? You came in with a lot of groceries. You know what I'm saying? I see you with the Vampire in Brooklyn rings on. You feel me?
You're gonna water.
No, none.
So go ahead, man. Talk about it.
Yesterday we had
that sweater is fire, though. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, the sweater is fire.
Thank you.
Shoes don't match.
It's the hues.
It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be right if he didn't say nothing.
It's the hues, man.
The way you dress, I question your hue. Go on.
Man, listen.
He asked you a question. Don't be rude.
You gotta stop matching, man. Just coordinate. We gotta, you know what I mean? Just
all right, John Witherspoon, go ahead, man.
Yesterday was the Afro Soco African marketplace event on Del Paso. It was pretty dope. It was my first event.
Nice.
So, I was just anticipating not getting very many sales, but kind of looking more for feedback. But I got a fair share of sales. But the feedback that I got was the stuff that I was kind of intentional about, as far as like the labeling and placement and stuff like that, and then how the booth was set up. It was cold as hell.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Cold as hell. But it was still dope. It was pretty fun. And then the feedback that I got online was pretty good too. So the products will be available on the website, which is mysticgarden.com, which is MSTKGRDN.com.
He had his eyes closed when he was spelling it too, yo.
I did.
He's trying to visualize it.
No, because I forgot we took out the vowels. Yeah, took the vowels out.
Oh, so you spelled it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it could be a struggle for a minute.
Yeah, you know.
So what kind of products again?
We got a little bit of, man.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Business cards?
Business leaves. He does business. Leaves.
Yeah, man.
You have some though? I just want to make sure you had some to make sure that you was networking while you was out there.
Right here.
Boom. There you go.
Okay, go crazy.
So
that's what's up. I just want to make sure you was prepared. You feel me?
Sir.
I want to make sure you
get
the most out of your exposure. You know what I mean?
We're selling. This is for those of you who
have chapped ass lips.
Yeah. I didn't really want to say that. If you've been in class and your lips just crack and bleed,
you know what I mean?
Golly, cracking and bleeding.
Biting on your LL Cool J shit
your
every
lips
5
peeling.
minutes.
Yeah. Come fuck with us.
I like the bag. So does all products or certain products come in those bags?
Yeah. So given the bag for pretty much each product,
most people. Is that him?
Yes, sir. Most people were buying multiple items, so there was at least a small bag and then a larger bag as well.
Okay.
But we got lip balms. So
you got some lip balms.
Cocoa butter and lavender. So this is all products is made all natural. No.
So you guys made all this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all natural ingredients. No additives. No.
Preservatives.
no scientific names you gotta figure out and sound out to figure out what's inside. So there's cocoa butter and lavender, and then I had the matcha green tea and peppermint.
How'd you come with the combinations?
How did I come up with the combinations? Trial and error. So I've been using these for at least like 2 or 3 years myself before I decided to actually go full-fledged with selling them.
Okay.
So and what's the 2 flavors again?
Cocoa butter and lavender, matcha and green tea, and peppermint. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Cocoa butter and lavender. That seems
it's fire.
It seems like an unlikely.
There's a little bit of sweet orange in it too.
Oh, okay.
So those are the only things that are in there are like shea butter, cocoa butter, and essential oils, and a couple of other natural butters and
So we gonna have to
oils.
we got to throw the page on the episode.
Got essential air spray. So some of y'all, your car, we get in your cars sometimes, which some of our friends' cars, and they forget how they car smell.
You see that?
And it's a bad smell in there sometimes. So some of y'all might need some of that. That's pumpkin spice.
This looks really good, man.
For the holidays, we got lemon and mint.
I was thinking a different H word. That's cool.
Right.
But yeah, for the holidays.
Bro, y'all really doing it. I like this a lot, man.
And sweet orange and lavender as well for that one. And then also deodorant. Some of y'all are using
what?
Y'all keep using that spray.
Got the
stuff,
deodorant.
Man. Stop doing
Let me
that.
see your deodorant.
Yeah, the deodorant. This is for those of you who got a lot
For
of
all y'all, all over.
Right there, that's the lavender one right there. Rub
Shea
that up
butter
on your
and
arms.
lavender, huh?
Yes, sir.
Why do I feel like the packaging for all this stuff is recyclable too?
Yeah, the labeling maybe not. It's not. I can't say whether it's plastic or not, but the actual containers are biodegradable. Yes, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, no plastic. I'm not using. My intent is to not use any plastic. The only plastic you'll probably find are the tops to these spray bottles, which I couldn't find any. They don't really sell anything other than plastic for these.
It's understandable.
So you kind of got to go with that.
Yeah, they kind of need some durability with it. Is why, you know what I mean? So.
For sure. And then we got body butter as well. So this is the matcha and green tea body butter.
For all you ashy people.
For
the deodorant, you just push up at the bottom.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a push pop.
Yep.
Nice.
Body butter right there. That's the matcha and green tea one. And then I got the sweet orange and lavender right here.
So you use a
Do
body
y'all have a
butter
Cash App to purchase stuff from?
Yes, we do.
And is it
the Cash App is the little $sign, Earth Tones 916.
Okay.
EARTHTONES 916.
So you got the vowels in that one.
Yeah, man, that was an easier one. You know,
Earth Tone.
I was a spelling bee champ in elementary.
Okay. I see it.
Don't lie.
I like this.
Because you've been
First
failing
grade.
that spelling.
First grade.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some
cat
heavy. We're gonna have to get some heavy marketing now, man, on all this stuff. I like the.
Yeah.
I'm just in person. I like the packaging, bro.
Appreciate it.
I like some of the smells on the stuff. Show the live if you need to.
Yeah, come check us out, man.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm really proud. It looks fire.
Appreciate it. So yeah, it's been a couple of years.
That was one of the first things I noticed when
He
he
just
posted.
got off on you.
I posted he had his labeling and everything, how like clean and smooth everything looked. I was like,
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good look.
That's the intent, because everything else can be all of it is a work in progress still. So,
I mean, for that to be a
want
work
it
in
to come
progress,
out.
that's damn good.
Yeah, you want to come out and at least look.
Yeah,
presentable.
presentation.
Yeah,
for sure.
You want to look legitimate.
It's a work in progress, so that's it. So it's coming soon. Nah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Kicks and sneakers. What's up, bro?
with it? Nothing, chilling, man. You know, at happy hour and whatnot. So with you?
I'm chilling, man. Just podcasting.
Oh, you mean shoes? The hell? I see. Be specific.
Threw the hint out there. Yeah, we just podcasting.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Oh, yeah. True that. Talk to the people. Hey, guys. So there's been a couple interesting things that have happened in the sneaker world lately. I guess I'll start with the news that Adidas announced recently, because they had their earnings call on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, they had to address a lot of things because they severed ties with Kanye. Because of that, their estimates went from 500 million to more like 250. So half.
That's a lot.
Half. Nah, it's so that's ugly, but they were kind of expecting that. So, but they plan to be able to make up for it because they no longer pay royalties or, you know, expenses or marketing for the Yeezy brand at all. So they're looking to save somewhere around 300
million,
something like that, maybe a little more, give or take. So they'll make that up on the back end. So that should look good for this fourth quarter. Speaking of it being the fourth quarter, expect a lot of releases because it's the fourth quarter. So Adidas, Reebok, and throwing some old schools in there. You seen they've been dropping Iversons lately. A lot of
I kind of
kicks
need
from
a pair.
I know
Kinda
it's
need a
nostalgic.
pair.
That's why I say a lot of kicks from our childhood. So they're always with the nostalgia, because if you think about it, they bring
They
out
got the Kemps.
Shaq's. The Kim's been dropping. Shaq's.
Yeah, because I
you know what I'm saying?
got a pair that I ain't
like
even
stuff from your
bust
childhood
out.
that you wanted or you had. You know what I'm saying? Like Fila tried to play on that, but they dropped the Grand Hills, and we were kind of like, bring the stack houses back.
right.
But and then StockX has removed the authenticity verified from their websites.
Whoa.
So now it's just verified new. It's just verified dead stock due to the ongoing case with Nike, and Nike bought 4 pairs of fakes, and that was something that they addressed as well. So they no longer confirm authentics or verify authentics. They just say, so now you're down to just GOAT and eBay as the 2 platforms who verify that their kicks are authentic.
Oh, eBay does it.
Yes.
I did not know that.
I've heard, and I don't know, you can elaborate on it a little later, Jelani, that eBay's verification is pretty decent.
Now,
Okay.
initially it was sketchy, but the thing about it is, like, it was sketchy to the point that there were some people who challenged it and brought things to their attention, so they had to get better. They had to improve.
So they actually did what they needed to do.
Well,
to the point that now they're a partner with SneakerCon, and they have verification stations at SneakerCon
that's cool.
to verify kicks.
That's cool.
You
what I'm saying?
got to get
so-
in the business before
Yeah.
you get left behind anyway.
And
Yeah.
so but you have to understand something now that kind of deters people, because I mean, we already knew that buying from StockX was sketchy in the first place, but now it's just like it's a no-go.
Yeah.
And so if you're a reseller or somebody who's looking to move kicks now, that's one less platform, that's one less option that you have. You see what I'm saying? And so then it's like, so then you only have GOAT and eBay. Now, if you're a small-time reseller who's local base, that hurts, because think of all right, put it to you like this. Here in Sacramento, right? How many sneaker events, right? Shows, events have you heard of for here?
No.
None.
Exactly. So if you're a local reseller, right, you're dependent on your e-commerce, you know what I'm saying, the platforms on your
online.
website. Yeah, 100%. So it's just it hurts, right? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, wow, think about if you was finding, like, little things here and there to snatch off of StockX. Like, now you have to question it to a certain extent, depending on what it is and the rarity of it, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for instance, this is what's crazy, because I've talked to some resellers who are heavy in the game, and it was like, there's been issues with verifying stuff before StockX. Like, the Travis Scott ones, the mochas.
Yeah.
There's certain resellers, there's certain boutiques, and there's certain places that stopped taking them because it was so hard to determine the authentics from the fakes, because there were so many quality checks with the originals when they came out.
Jeez.
Like, there were so many quality checks where it was like, in a sense, there was like 3 or 4 different versions that were all authentic that were released from Nike. And, you know what I'm saying? And so then it was like, well, if you have this one, trying to authenticate it versus... But you see what I'm saying? Now, it became such a headache. So it's just another issue, another hurdle. You know what I'm saying? Another story, headline for the sneaker community, basically. So, yeah, Adidas making headlines with that, and StockX making headlines with that, and of course, Nike is always doing collabs and drops. They're going crazy with the Jordan 2s right now.
Yeah, they are.
Up next is the Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, which are really hyped, and then the Jordan 2 Chicago's. Those are both releasing later this year in the fourth quarter. So those are like the 2 most hyped J's outside of collaborations.
Hey, so with Adidas, I heard that they still going.
Oh, that's another thing. Glad you reminded me. Yeah, they're still going to drop Yeezys. They own the rights to all the designs, so they plan to exercise those rights, and they plan to start doing that as soon as 2023.
How that's gonna work out? How you think that's
they're
gonna
gonna release it under
A different name.
under their own branding. I don't know how
consumers
it's gonna.
and
They
not,
don't-
even, not that people aren't gonna buy them, but how long will they last? Because you walk in with a different colorway Yeezy, and you can't really be considered like a sneakerhead.
Why not? It's still Adidas.
Well, there's gonna be. That's what people are gonna say.
It's still Adidas.
People people are gonna say that you.
I mean, Yeezy doesn't have a standalone shoe. Everything he's been Adidas.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen.
I think
there's gonna be some people that are like,
Like-
I just rock with the shoe for comfort or whatever the case is. I could care less. I would be shocked if they try to sell them for the same price.
Well, and see, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of question marks because it's like, will they be sold for the same price? Like, what name will be used? And then you have to look at the people who wear them. I know a lot of people who wear them and rock with them, and it's like, I'm still gonna buy them. I'm still gonna rock them. Like, these are the shoes. These are the models that I like. They're comfortable. That's my style.
Right.
I'm not switching up. Then you have people who stand with Ye and how he feels and how everything went down. So because of that, they're not gonna be buying any more moving forward. Then you might have people who might actually start wearing the shoes now because they're not branded Yeezy and they had an issue with Kanye. There's so many ways
I know
that
they're
it
gonna
can
sell,
go.
but-
And then it's like, how much? What are they going to price them for? Because now,
$59.99.
well, I'm just saying now because like part of the reason that they moved and the resale value was because of the name that was attached to him and why they still might be synonymous with him due to the fact that he was part of the design process and we know that it's his shoe. Now that it's not his name on it, it doesn't carry the same weight.
It don't.
I honestly think it's a big contradiction. I think it's a contradiction on Adidas' part. I think it's a contradiction on the people that still like the shoe but don't like Kanye or what he represents, because it's almost like, say you have a chef and this chef has amazing recipes but they're racist. So they fire the chef and they use his recipes. You still have a part. You're still attached in some way to this person that you call yourself separating from because you're still aligned with whatever they created.
But we're going to rename the dish.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, it's really about, this is a perfect opportunity for us to go in and take more. That's just all it is. Is the art
It's
of
an
war.
opportunity
It's
for
art of-
sure,
it's
but
it's an art of war. Movement.
it could very well be. I mean, in the
Opportunity
same
to create separation.
and the same
because
thing
they
can
no longer
happen.
want to deal with him.
Yeah.
the same thing can happen with Kanye too.
Take it.
He can come out with his own. All right, I'm gonna come out with my own Yeezys, but it just don't hit the same because maybe the quality or the design. I highly doubt it. If
And
he
you don't have
does
a
it
team.
smart, I highly doubt it. But it could go both ways,
don't
where
have a team.
this isn't going to be a good idea because he obviously needed that machine
Yeah.
to elevate him to where he wanted to be.
I wanted to say, wasn't there some type of restriction or something that was brought up against him saying he couldn't use any of the designs
That was part of the
that he
contract.
has used beforehand with Yeezy on them? So he has to start from scratch in that instance.
And you know he didn't want to start from scratch.
No, he didn't. Well, it'll be interesting.
Well, if he had started from scratch back then and he had listened to Sway, then
Exactly.
he would be in a different position now. But apparently,
Exactly.
And Sway had all the answers.
well, yeah. Apparently, he didn't think so.
Well,
What's new with you?
I'm real close to dropping some stuff, man.
Music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm real close to drop some stuff. So I did like some little checks on some songs. I'm gonna probably release a couple more singles. Then I'm gonna do 2 EPs. You know, they might be back to back or a month or two apart with some visuals.
I just want to pop bottles in the video, so just let me know.
We got you.
Dang Dad.
James.
And then I did get to listen to some music. I actually listened to the Drake and the 21 Savage album.
What you think?
21.
I have at least 5 songs that I really, really like out of the whole project.
21.
Those are on mixes. For today's time period, I could see that being a really hit album for people that have a different ear than I do.
Pussy. Ad-libs was crazy.
Yeah, your ad-libs is going hard, bro. Shout out to Takeoff, man, because you had your Takeoff thing going on there for a
Savage
minute.
is going crazy with the
Yeah,
ad-libs.
but
It
I
was
think-
random as fuck.
I think the album is good for this generation as far as what they like in music, and then I kind of pick songs that I think resonated with me. So I can't really diss the album. It's some pretty. This is my first time actually really trying to listen to 21 Savage too.
Me too. I think the album. I actually put off listening to the album. I didn't really care too much.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
then
waited.
I heard a few good things, so I decided to listen, and I actually like it. Yeah, I like it. I'd say probably about 5 to 7 songs that I like as well.
Mm-hmm.
The 21 surprised me with his rapping ability.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of people were shitting on the album with Future, the What a Time to Be Alive. But I actually liked that album at the time. For some reason, I tend to like the albums of artists.
But they
that I
dogged
don't
that album because it.
Compared to this one, it's a difference.
They dogged the album because it exposed Future. He's not versatile.
He's in a box.
You see what I'm saying? He's not versatile. So while Drake is switching up and jumping around doing different things on the album, Future is still doing the same thing. Like it's like, come on, bro, you just this your chance.
Yeah.
So so like when you heard 21, you like he surprised you, right? I'm sitting here thinking like 21 can rap.
Yeah,
like,
but I've never really
right. But that's what I'm
saying.
saying. So if you've never took the time to listen to somebody and you get them to get an album together, so like I said, that was Future's chance to showcase something he lacked in that area. So it was a little disappointing to everybody because then it's like, well, damn, Drake, what you do an album with him for? We thought y'all was gonna be like it
I
was
could say
with
even
Savage.
the feel though. This is not even just that Future wasn't on the same level as Drake on the album. It's just that these two, the music or the production, the songs, and just how well they both balance.
They better complement each other.
Definitely, it was a better album overall.
They better compliment instead of somebody carrying you.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it was good.
I did listen to King's Disease 3 and I really like it.
I haven't yet.
I really like it.
I haven't listened to it.
I like it a lot.
I haven't yet.
I like the grown man conversations he's having. I mean, he's been doing that on the previous albums.
Okay.
But
so the trilogy, he actually did a good, because trilogies are hard to like, whether it's music,
and it's all him.
Well,
there's no features. There's no features. That's what I liked about it too.
Really?
The thing about it is like depending on who you're talking to. Not everybody's a fan of number 2, right? So
number 1 was my favorite.
And the whole thing about it, and this is the thing for a lot of people, number 1 is always the favorite. And because number 1 is always the favorite, a lot of people don't like number 2, right?
I think number 2
So
is
depending on, I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't number 1.
I think he said you like number 2 better, right?
Yeah. I like number 2 better.
He said he thinks number 2 is a better album.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about, because I feel like some people need to listen to artists differently, right? And what I liked about King's Disease 1, 2, and 3 is they're continuations, but they're just different albums, right? They really are different albums. Like for me, when you look at the 3 blueprints, I felt like 444 was more of a blueprint 3 than blueprint 3, just because of the feel. There's a certain like zeitgeist or energy between a trilogy of albums that you gotta kind of have. So if you have 3 albums and the first album was smashing and you had all of these different remakes and different type of features and producers, all those different formulas and ingredients, you got to kind of keep that same style but know how to reincarnate it in a different way between trilogies of albums. And that's why a lot of people are like, nah, I really wasn't messing with the first one like that, or I wasn't really messing with the second one like that. Second one isn't better than the first one, but I like every last one. I still think the second one is still more my favorite, but I'm saying that now because I haven't listened to the third one as much. But what I like about these albums is he's having the grown man conversation. You know what I'm saying? He's rapping his age. He's not trying to be in the know with the young guys, but what he's doing is he's being able to relate to younger people by still speaking their language.
Yeah, speaking like
so he's using the text message acronyms that we use and stuff like that so that he can speak to us and the younger generation. And then it's almost like he's remixing a different spin on certain songs, because one of my favorite songs on Stillmatic was Second Childhood. Well, he has a song like that where it's like it's called Once a Man, Twice a Baby. You know what I'm saying? So he talks about how long you have to be young. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay, this is cold right here. I like what he's doing. So yeah, I'm really feeling King's Disease 3.
Yeah, that's the next album I'm gonna be checking out. I think, what was the album that I've been listening to? My phone is right here.
You can't mess up the live. You tried to do that last time.
Nah, I think can't remember. Go ahead.
Boldy?
It'll come to me. Did we talk about Boldy?
You heard it. I hadn't heard it.
Boldy's album with Alchemist. That one, that
Which one
came
is
on that same day that dropped with. No, I'm sorry, not Alchemist. He is Nicholas Craven.
Yeah, there you go.
Nicholas Craven.
He had him grabbing his phone. Like, hold on, bro.
Yeah. Nicholas Craven. My bad. That dropped
I
the
ain't
same
heard
day
about
as
Mid-Text Alchemist. Yo.
you ain't let me know, nigga.
Right.
Same day as Freddie's album.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard.
Those are the two
I heard
albums
both
I
of
was
them.
listening to. Yeah.
Okay.
They
Freddie's
both nice.
probably one of the top of the year. One of my top albums of the year for sure.
I don't
Yeah,
listen
I
to a
heard
whole
that,
lot of Freddie, but he doesn't disappoint. Like
That nigga's dope.
if I do come across his music, he doesn't really
Not
disappoint.
gonna lie, that first song off the album, I was like, bro, you better not come like this the whole album. Cause that song with Kelly Price, I didn't need it.
Yeah. Okay. So
You know
what,
what I'm saying? Everything after that though, like okay. Like I will say this. I also didn't need the what's that guy's name? Moneybag.
Moneybag Yo.
I didn't need his verse. I didn't need the first song, and I didn't need his verse. Everything else, yo,
Spoken like a true
Yo.
fan of the arts. Yeah.
yo,
It was
yo,
an amazing
yo,
album.
Push
All the way through.
Push went crazy.
Hey, okay, so thank you. I'm gonna say Push might have one of the. I said verse of the year when I listened
Wow,
to it. Can you?
that guy.
How do you feel?
Went crazy.
I felt like he had verse of the year. For
So
sure.
that's his song.
like
Freddie went
like,
crazy.
When you rave on a verse like
Freddie-
that, it's their song
Freddie
now. It's
went
kind of like
crazy.
Eminem and Renegade.
Bro.
I mean, I
It's a
can't say it's
difference
his
though,
song,
bro.
but they
Cause
like,
you can, when you listen to Freddie's verse, you're gonna be like, oh, this a
you
good
listen
ass
to the
verse.
Push T album, right?
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
he basically just kept going.
Oh.
It was just a continuation,
Bruh.
It was
Probably
just
recorded
a,
it the same day.
It
Probably
was just a
So
continuation.
he must have been in album mode when he wrote because I
how
haven't
you feel
listened to
about
the album. But
Oh, you haven't
ver-
listened to Push's album?
No.
Yeah, go listen to that.
nigga, the verse.
Go
What? You
listen
haven't
to
listened to
Not
the
yet.
Go
album?
listen to that. Please go listen to that. You specifically, please go listen to that. Yes.
I actually forgot that it dropped.
Like there's two albums.
so
there's-
much music
There's
out
two
there.
albums that
Yeah.
I like consistently go back to, and I just be like, wow, is Vince Staples.
Yeah, I'm
Lamar
still listening
Park,
to Vince. Yes.
That's that, and then Pusha T's album, like, wow, like, and you haven't listened to him yet,
yeah.
yo,
been a minute.
because
Yeah, you
because
gotta-
that verse is just like he hasn't stopped
Yeah.
from the album.
He's
He
still-
hasn't
That
like he's
verse
still
is crazy.
yeah.
still
the verse
going
is
ham.
nuts. The verse is nuts. I was like, wow, that's one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
That's definitely one of my favorite. But he went in on that album. That album's
Yeah.
crazy. I also listened to the 21 Savage and Drake joint. It's cool. I got some joints on there. It's cool. You feel me? Can't knock it. Drake
sure.
being Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna sing, he gonna rap, he gonna harmonize. He gonna be Drake.
I did like Middle of the Ocean, how they switched up to the Dipset is it Real Niggas
I think
beat in the middle of it.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of sampling.
I'll be doing my remix to that beat.
There's a lot of sampling going on.
I was like, ooh, he took me back. He took me back to the Diplomats.
Yeah, a lot of the beats on there was
Remixes.
interesting. Yeah, well, definitely remixes. But that's why I say interesting, because the way some of them were remixed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of what it was remixed from, but I think it was like Jumbotron shit popping.
Yeah.
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 I was like, I
Okay.
was like, oh,
Okay, we can do this.
yeah. Because I was like, I was like, okay,
I like how y'all
Oh.
match that.
got a little bop to it.
Yeah, for sure. So, let's get into it. Kyrie.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got
Versus-
bad handles. You seen him in the game again? He didn't play. Never mind.
Versus sports media.
Is it
I-
versus?
Yeah. The reason why I say versus sports media is because since they got on him,
Is it
About
all
his-
sports media or black sports media?
I would say both, but black sports media specifically, because it sounds like they had the opportunity, they had the floor to just go in, and everybody went in on him. Everybody that is worth talking about in this black sports media world, from Stephen A. Smith to Shannon Sharp to Chuck and Shaq, and then LeBron. I don't know why people calling him the king, but LeBron James as well. And then it seems like, because me and Jelani, we had this conversation off mic. I tried to call you earlier this week. You didn't call me back. And
He was in the car.
and I want to have a conversation with you guys.
I mean,
about
it's crazy. I don't know if I can say black sports media because the people that you mentioned are black and they're in media, but I mean, like, they don't own anything. They're on other people's platforms, so in a sense, they have to operate a certain way and say certain things and
Very
do
true.
a certain dance.
They could have said no comment.
They could have
said,
but,
you know.
but the whole thing about it is like, all right, they say if they say no comment, they're still gonna get lashed off screen, right?
Lashed that
yeah.
part.
Oh yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is what it is. Like just keep it 100 because anybody who actually did the research, right, or anybody who actually took the time to see what was going on, wouldn't have jumped on a bandwagon.
Yes, agreed.
So do you guys? I didn't follow his tweets necessarily on what he said
Tweet.
or his tweet.
His tweet was a picture. He said nothing.
I know that's what I'm saying. So or even the responses to it.
So I'll break it down. I'll break it down for you, bro. So.
Well, no, the thing that I was going to say is,
Okay.
to me, after now that I've had more information and stuff, I'm thinking that, to me, he just saw the title and posted it and hadn't even watched it himself.
But the thing
you went
about
that
it is,
direction.
like, have you watched it? Have you read it? Have you seen anything about it?
I have not watched it. I didn't know anything about the film. From what I have surmised from people who have watched the film is that the thing that is a problem in the film for the Jewish community, and let me not say that I'm speaking for them, these are people who were Jewish who I heard responding to this, is that it's the issue that they denounced that the Holocaust was a real event. And that was the problem that they had with the film.
So then they should have a problem with the director, right?
For sure.
Why would they have a problem with somebody who shared it, who didn't even speak in anything? He posted a picture, and the picture allows you to come to your own conclusion, right?
And
one way or another, correct?
This is the gumbo that I think that is going on, is that Kyrie Irving, being a person who has
An influential
differences-
athlete.
He's very influential, but he has a difference of opinion of what we tend to deem as facts of history and.
So you're talking about his track record with the Earth being flat and
So
COVID.
I think people are already viewing him as like this guy who's promoting inaccurate information. That then posting that is a form of promotion, although we promote shit all the time that we don't necessarily promote.
We're not
because
famous.
we're not. Him not saying something doesn't mean that he's promoting it. He just posted it. I don't think that he's saying like this is a good film to watch or anything. But
I mean,
it's the way in which people are going to perceive it is different.
But see, and that's what I'm saying, because what you said is like the people that you talk to who are of.
Well, I didn't speak to them.
Oh, so what you've heard?
Yeah, these were
Okay,
three,
so what you've heard from people of Jewish background or descent, correct?
Correct.
Their issue is with that they denounced the Holocaust, correct?
And I believe there was something. There were some. What were supposed
It's
to be
not organic.
How is it aged in the barrel? Right? They put that in one of them barrels.
I don't think it's aged in the bear.
But
barrel.
I think there were some other things as far as quotes that were supposed to be from Hitler that weren't necessarily factual quotes as well.
Well, the whole thing is nobody said it was factual or that it held any weight. The thing about it that I was getting to is that the people that you talk to, right, had an issue with something that is directly connected to them, correct? And then you said that different people would see it or have a different view of. Right. So then that means that while Jewish people might have seen that some way,
Look at 'em.
that doesn't mean that black, white, Asian, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean they would have perceived it or taken it the same way. And that can't be assumed.
Well, let me jump in real quick. So let me back all the way up too. Kyrie left, made a tweet. Then he stood behind the tweet when he was being questioned about it. And I kind of understand that because it's like I just literally tweeted a link that the public has access to.
He was being vague.
And he was, in a crazy sense, he actually did better than how everybody else responded to it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Because, and the reason why I say everybody else responded to it, meaning the NBA and everyone else with all these announcements and endorsements, because something came out of their actions versus Kyrie's actions. He was vague. He said he stood behind sharing the tweet and everything. And then after a certain amount of time, he removed the tweet and apologized if he bothered or offended anybody. But in the midst of that, or in between that time, what ended up happening was the black media tore his ass up. Shaq and Charles Barkley called him an idiot, which I don't remember them running around calling just everybody idiots or anybody idiots like that.
Breaking the buck.
Right. And then you have Shannon Sharp going off. And then you have LeBron James, salud, going off, right? Or saying what he said. And this is the part that's interesting to me. Two things. The first thing that's interesting to me is everybody, well, not everybody, but at least half of the people, including Stephen A. Smith, that was speaking on Kyrie, saying, letting everybody know where they stand, right? Mm-hmm. Are now kind of retracting a little bit and like, well, the punishment is too severe. I mean, we had this conversation, Jelani. The punishment is too severe, and this laundry list of stuff that he has to do and all this other stuff. But it was like, well, maybe if you guys had taken the time to maybe look up watch the documentary or read the book to see what exactly it said, instead of just being sheeple and being the first person to report with an opinion, then you wouldn't have opened your mouth and said what you needed to say. The second thing is that while they're trying to, use Kyrie's popularity and his influence as promoting something that's hateful to another group, because of you guys doing the extremes, asking the extremes, and continue the conversation going, you've now made it a bestseller. And it's the #1 sold documentary on Amazon right now. And Bezos still hasn't taken it down. He's
not going to take it down.
Yeah, because ain't none of them got more money than Bezos.
Yeah.
So my thing is it's like
big bang take little bang.
So when you look at it, it's like, I'm pretty sure and then not on top of that, in the middle of all that stuff that was going on with Kyrie, the director came out and he wrote a letter and he made a statement explaining that he was not trying to be anti-Semitic,
no hate speech or nothing like that.
And there's no hate speech in his documentary.
And this was documentary and the intention of it, and this is what it's about, and this is what I did, and it covers X, Y, and Z, and it's not meant to come across any type of way. And in actuality, it doesn't really say too much of anything that can be taken offense to outside of the comments that were made by Hitler that were put in there for a documental standpoint, as you do with research.
So
right?
My
message to him is, go get that bag.
That's crazy.
Go get that bag.
So that's crazy. I've been hearing that all day today too. I'm indifferent. I'm kind of
specifically
torn between
on
two sides.
Okay.
One side, I can agree that perhaps I can't say I agree. I can understand in which how people could perceive that whole situation a certain way and not have full understanding of what the film's intent was.
Mm-hmm. Which people do that so much these days.
First off, forget the intent. What it consists of, right?
So but I'm gonna get to that because I have a problem as a member of the black community, but I don't like when we offend people and we tell others that whatever it is that we did, whatever action we took, was not offensive to them.
Well, see, and that's what I was trying to get at. I could understand it being offensive to the Jewish people, but that doesn't mean it would be perceived that way by anybody else. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like when racial things happen to black people and nobody seems to understand it but us.
Right.
Like, you didn't, what you mean you didn't hear him call me a nigger? He yelled it. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see what's wrong with that? So, I'm not saying that they're not offended. I don't see how they could be offended. They don't deserve to be offended because I'm not from that descent. I'm not from that background to take it this way. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have the same effect on me that it would have on them. Right. Correct. Right. So I'm definitely not denouncing or discrediting.
No. I'm just speaking because I've seen a lot of comments. Oh, that ain't offensive.
Oh, okay.
You know
I
what
just
I'm
wanted to
saying?
make sure.
Yeah. No, not directed.
You
at
talking
you.
about you talking about some of our ignorant brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's also the part that I can see where are they quoting him and maybe using a source that you guys, whomever, may be offended by the information from the source, but it's not coming from the actual director who is stating these things necessarily. Is it?
Well, it's
Are they
supposed to be
using
like
a
from one of
resource?
his speeches that was of. You see what I'm saying? It was like because
Yeah.
he went around campaigning, so it's supposed to be from one of his speeches and some words that he said, some things that he said.
So we're not
that was
promoting
offensive
what he
to
said.
No,
We're
it's
using that in
it's a
context.
documentary. So you use research in context for the
Exactly.
documentary to get a point across or to give better understanding to the context.
It's just no
correct?
different than reporting, right? When a reporter tells you a situation that happened with a black male and a white male, you're not going to be like, "Oh, that's racist," because they said they're
And
reporting.
I'm not beholden to what you say because I'm quoting you.
Yeah.
I'm not the person who should be held responsible for whatever it is that you say.
And that was my issue in the very beginning of all this stuff, right? Is it was like they attacked Kyrie first.
Like he made the movie.
Right, before going after maybe the director or going after Amazon. But the reason why it was so difficult for people to do that is because they really didn't know what was said and what was really happening. They're just going off the news being reported and saying, all right, well, we're going to kind of like what we talked about in the last episode with the media, how every media station says almost verbatim the exact same words when they're reporting something.
So let
They
me
get
do
that
this.
same
This is a
memo.
shameless plug. If you guys want to get information about the history and the origins of the Judaism faith and the not just the actual religion, but the people who call themselves the lost tribe of Israel, this information can be found. There's a guy named Billy Carson, black dude. He is a self-educated man. He had an experience as a middle, like 20 years old or something. He had an experience which caused him to go and do a lot of research. You can go on YouTube. You can go to his site right now, Billy Carson, and he presents information that is factual based, but he also has his own perspective as far as trying to decipher the information and seeing what he believes the information is telling him. But he has a whole lecture where he's explaining many of the passages that may have been in the Bible, the information about the Great Pyramids and their connection to Moses and who he believes the true actual Moses was, which he says is King Akhenaten. But yeah, I was just actually watching that earlier today.
I say stop digressing.
So you know what's crazy? I started reading this from Hebrews to Negroes, right? And that's basically what he's breaking down in the first chapters. Like he's really breaking, like he's talking about Canaanites, and so he's going way back.
He's just tracing.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is so when you hear about this, oh, this is just so bad. It's like I could tell that going back to my point and the point of the conversation with a lot of the black media people, they really were just piggybacking off of what was hot. But the problem I have with that is, stand on what you said. Don't go back now that you're starting to realize and you're starting to see
But
things.
you also know another reason why they did that, right?
Why
Because
is
he's
that?
an easy target.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
he's like
I said,
think about it with the COVID thing, right? Him not wanting to get the shot and him
Yep,
not.
that's
So
the-
that was an issue, right?
Yeah.
And so
That's the
they.
other one.
So it's just like because
And I don't
of
agree with that. I'm
because of that-
vaccinated, and I don't agree
I
with
don't-
forcing
yeah.
people to get vaccinated.
because of
bro.
that
What you
though,
wanna do?
you have to understand something. Because of that though, and it being an issue and the way that played out, a lot of people have made up this opinion about him and they don't like him. But because of him feeling how he felt, and it's your right not to want to get the injection and put stuff into your body. So that's everybody's right.
Yeah.
But because he chose not to, and it affected his team, you know what I'm saying? So they felt some type of way about him. But there were certain things that you couldn't do as far as in severing ties or creating distance, right?
he kind of put himself out there as well, though, because I'm sure there's other people who may have taken the same stance as him, but he was very outspoken about it. And
Well, the
But
thing
you got to
about it,
remember
though,
is he could not play any of the
he
Brooklyn
couldn't play
games.
home games.
Oh,
Yeah, so
he
that's what
became-
that's
That's the
he
it.
became
That's
the
what I'm
story.
saying.
He
That's
became the
that's
story.
you
it
see
became
what
a
I'm
story
saying?
because he's like, well, you can't play here in New York if you're not vaccinated, which they're gonna make it a big,
And so then he starts to become a problem, right? He starts to become a bit of a headache. Now there's certain people, companies, or alliances that he made that feel some type of way, might feel indifferent, right?
Yeah.
But they really can't sever ties because that's not a strong enough stance. You can't.
Right.
Then all of a sudden
just
he
to let you
posts
know.
this. Some people take offense to it. This is our opportunity.
no information.
This is
this
our
is
opportunity.
also on the legs of Kanye West. This isn't just like a
Right, so it's- but that's what I'm
Chappelle
saying.
just said that.
Yeah.
Single situation.
Kanye did
This
so
is-
much, Kyrie
Kanye
got in
so
trouble.
much trouble.
Yep.
Kyrie got in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing about it is this though. Besides what I just said about Kyrie, the situation with what Kanye did, right? So anything around that, they have to make an example out of you, like they did with Kanye,
Yeah, because it's almost like I
Right.
took.
right?
Hey, we let dude get away. We almost let dude get away with it.
So
And
then,
now you come in and thinking you could just.
so, but the whole thing about it is, he didn't really do anything, but it was close enough to be connected, to take offense, to be seen a certain way, for people to jump on a bandwagon.
Right.
And now that that this thing is rolling, right? Now we can do this, and we can do that, and we can do that. And now Nike said, nope. As soon as it happened, we're stopping. They was waiting to cut his shoe off.
That's like the teacher.
They probably
had-
didn't even make the
that's
shoes. They was
teacher
just
that
like,
had
we
to-
just waiting for him to do
They
something.
just
The
been doing
teacher had your
mock-ups.
referral.
Pushing dates back.
Her teacher got a referral already with your name
Yeah,
before you
you
walk in
talk-
class.
it's-
Bro, you remember them days?
Your name is already on it. Like, as soon as you
Because they
do
know
something-
you finna do
soon as
something crazy.
Harold, come sign this. Come sign it. I just did it.
I was already filled out.
Yeah. Principal's office. Like, come on. Like, they were. It's like in certain instances, I feel like certain people, certain things were waiting for an opportunity, and this presenting itself was an opportunity that they needed to create distance,
Yeah.
because they feel like he might have been a problem person, because you being outspoken, you being a free thinker, that's an issue for a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of establishments, because all they want you to do is fall in line, follow suit, and do what you're told. Don't fuck are you doing thinking for yourself? We told you what we want you to do, what we need you to do. That's all that you thinking about the outside world. That's crazy. That's nuts. You see what I'm saying? And so to prevent that, you make examples.
Yes.
And with him already putting himself out there, it was just easier.
Yeah.
This
Casualty of
nigga
war.
off.
It's all kinds of stuff going on, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I haven't really been able to look at certain situations and be like, I'll pick a side. But when it comes to the Kyrie situation, I definitely choose a side for that because of the small gesture turning into a large problem.
So what do y'all? Do y'all have an
funny
issue with the
because,
whole list, or do you have an issue with certain things on the list?
Outside of the apology, I have an issue with everything else.
I have
And
an
I'm
issue
gonna
with the public list. I have an issue with the list being public.
I have an issue with.
Yeah,
I have an issue.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I agree with that.
100%.
with that.
But I have an issue with the list. Period.
Well, honestly, if you think about it, when you work for companies, if you have there's like you have to do sexual harassment training. You have
Okay,
to do,
but the whole thing about it is like.
This
you
is a list of
also have to-
demands.
you also have to identify.
But you don't have to pay for
You
your
have to
your
identify
Yeah.
where he was insensitive, right? Because if he is not of that background, descent of religion,
training. And teach them.
okay, all right. So that's what it is.
Yeah, didn't he have to meet with somebody or
He
something
met
like
with
that?
He met with Jeff Tsai, but Jeff Tsai is the owner of the Nets, and it's crazy because there was an interview that Kyrie had where he was like, "I don't have any hate towards X, Y, and Z or religions, just love for all." And
He
he
did
said
say
all of
that.
that, right? And then he met with Jeff Tsai, who is the owner of the Nets, and then and he comes out with a tweet and a statement that basically it almost says the same thing that Kyrie said in the interview. And it's just like, so nobody was listening to him. Nobody did it. Nobody did any background research on what he posted. Then nobody listened or paid any attention to him. And now after all of it, like, it's just like, why are we operating backwards with this situation, right?
Very
and then
backwards.
the whole thing about it is like, you're telling him to donate $500 when he tried to do that initially and they turned him down.
They rejected. No, you don't get the bread. You don't get. You don't get two chances.
That's crazy to me.
So where does this
Kyrie,
money
we
go?
will take it. Okay, we will take it. You can come talk to us as much as you want. We don't even need the full 5. Just 150 G's.
But he
Take
got it.
my
But
mic.
look, so this is my thing. I think the worst thing on the list was him having to prove the
the whole list was
like
bad,
whatever
bro.
they
Outside
said
of-
he had to show proof that he got all the information.
Like, all right, so look. Outside of if it's in sensitivity training or teaching him to have a better understanding of their background, so he can see how he might have offended them, I can understand that. I can understand the apology, right? Outside of that, I can't get
I don't
with
feel
anything
the
else.
apology though.
Well,
That's
all right,
weird
all right,
to
all
me.
right. So the whole thing about it is
That's hella
I don't-
weird.
The reason I couldn't. All right, so let's be honest. He already apologized, bro.
Multiple
Actually,
times.
yeah, because
and he removed the tweet.
But they want him to denounce it.
No, bro.
Why am I
like,
finna like? And
denounce
that's
the film. Well, like, hold on, denounce what though?
He wants to denounce the,
The
film
film.
and that he even
But
believes.
the film is real though. So how can you denounce something that's actually tangibly real though?
But we don't know it's all fact.
But I'm denouncing
You got to tell everybody it don't
the
exist.
information that's in the film.
Hey,
That stuff is not
hey.
real.
I don't like the movie.
But how? But hold on. But look, how I'm gonna denounce it when I'm not the one who got the information? Y'all got it. Y'all denounce it.
You posted a picture, sir. Denounce it. Tell everybody you
That
don't
shit
like
sounds
it.
So crazy to me.
Give it a bad review.
Make an
Denounce it.
announcement to
All right,
denounce
you know what? Okay. They want him
Give
to
a
go on
1
Rotten
out
Tomatoes.
of 10.
Rotten
Exactly.
Tomatoes. That's what
I
it-
expect
I
to
didn't
see
think
a
about that.
3%.
I didn't think about that. Rotten
Burnt
Tomatoes.
popcorn.
These niggas.
But the crazy thing is, this is what kills me, is you want him to do that after all of y'all that's been talking about him have now elevated the public's
what?
interest
In the film.
in the film and in the book. So what Kyrie has even the director of the film and the books has no control at this point of what the
He
masses
letting it
do.
rock. Hey, I know he hit Kyrie behind the scenes like, hey, man, don't even worry about it, my nigga. We good.
I got enough money to make our own league. Don't even trip.
The director's at home burning money to keep himself warm in the fireplace.
No, look,
He's like-
look. At first, look, the
like,
director,
what?
the
They're
director,
doing what?
the director.
This is nonsense.
My man got the fireplace. Let it
Him and
snow.
that stick
Let
of
it
hundreds
snow.
is getting
Hey,
cold.
the director had a
Shit.
whole little like setup in Africa, like he was really on site. And now this nigga is somewhere in Italy, legs kicked up,
With
smoking a
with a
cigar.
Mansa Musa chain on.
and that little hat that
He got a
19
kufi.
Keys be having on.
Nah, you can't get that. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough juice to get that.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
that-
that's 19
19
keys
keys.
been places.
Yeah, you have to-
You got it.
You
You know what I'm talking about?
You had to
gotta be
slap a few hoes before.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I don't
you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I
You know what I'm talking
don't.
My man, 19
So-
Keys got a past life.
about? Yeah.
We all
rock,
do.
I rock with 19 Keys.
We all do, player.
So,
Yeah.
we do.
He
Gross.
got
So,
enlightened, my nigga.
what do you guys know?
Yeah.
What do you guys know about the situation with the NAACP and Twitter?
I don't.
Is this about the word usage?
Yeah.
So they got
And apparently some of the companies are kind of aligned with the NAACP on purchasing ads that they would normally run through Twitter because of it. Like,
well, that's
Elon
the
came in and it's
Wait.
not looking good.
I don't know what's going on.
So
So,
Elon-
you guys have to lay it out for the people.
Elon purchased Twitter. He
Where that?
lifted a lot of the regulations on the ability for people to just have freedom of speech. So there's
You can
it's
damn near say
twofold
whatever
to it.
you
It's
want.
twofold to it. So a lot of people are complaining because the use of the N-word was like, I don't know what they said, how many uses it had that day or that week or whatever, but it just increased over
Like tripled.
Yeah, because there were no
Tenfold.
restrictions. But what a lot of people don't know also is that a lot of people are just getting kicked off. You're not getting a warning. He's just removing you immediately. So if you
also
fuck
heard
around,
about,
you're just getting kicked off.
There's an issue with verification and fake verified accounts tweeting a lot of craziness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like not Barack Obama. Who's the president right now? Joe Biden. It said,
Sleepy Joe.
it had a tweet like,
My man
he
yawned
said-
after that.
had to give you the full effect. Sleepy Joe.
That was real.
Like, you know, my nigga
It's real
Ray Nate,
contagious,
you
yo.
know, like-
I know who voted Democrat.
I voted for that nigga.
his nap time the same as mine. Like,
Damn.
nah,
Yo.
but it was a tweet like he had said like, yeah, I got lotion on my. I'm like, and it got real explicit. Exactly.
It puts the lotion on
and
his back.
and it looked like a verified account from the president. So there's been an issue with the verifications and whatnot.
so they got the
There's
blue
been a lot of
checks.
issues
Damn.
since he's taken over, and I feel like because he didn't,
A lot of the team is gone too.
he let go a lot of people.
But
he bringing them back.
But check this out. Jack Dorsey, the founder, also said in an article, because it made Elon look bad, but he also said like in an article or interview that basically like the management of Twitter was actually not that great as far as staffing.
Bro, they was in
So
there doing
Elon kind
nothing
of came
the
in and
whole
was
day.
like, probably seen the bus like, oh shit, we got to let some people go.
My nigga, they was doing nothing the whole
Like,
day.
yo,
They sent him a letter saying,
hey, wake up.
You got to keep us
Yeah,
here.
you're fired.
Because that's really how they woke
Hey.
up to it.
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah, that I think that I found it interesting how like they're starting to be. I mean, there's celebrities that left, but a lot of the celebrities that left Twitter I didn't know exist. But
I don't even use Twitter, to be honest.
I do occasionally.
I left Twitter. I left before he took over.
Yeah.
It's full of too many bot. It's like reading a World Star page comment. Like,
You like World Star.
Yeah, but not the comments. It's bots.
Oh, you just like the smut they post. Gotcha. No, it's cool. It's too late. It's too late. Yeah.
You know,
Not smut. Yeah. It's real.
you find some real interesting.
That's
things
real
on
healthy.
World Star. You.
Yeah.
Everybody got to have their vices, and it's definitely World Star.
Is that your balance for being in the garden all day?
Yes.
Sheesh.
World Star and then NPR.
So, have you guys been paying attention?
Gosh, what do you
I
eat?
kind of already know his
He eat
example.
hella soup for dinner.
I already
He's
know.
hella broth.
I kind of already know where Jelani's going, where Jelani's going to go with it. But I'm asking you as well, more specifically, have you been paying attention to all the election stuff?
Which elections?
Well, for example, like
Local or-
midterm. This is the midterms, right? Where I think they just announced that the Democrats is keeping the Senate.
I haven't been paying
liberal because
attention.
they like weed.
I think the Gavinator is still going to be in office.
I know Nancy Pelosi's husband got beat in the head with a hammer.
That's,
I don't
this
feel
was
like
before.
that's political news, but okay.
Yeah,
Go on.
They broke into the house and beat and fractured his skull. I know that.
That's
happened.
horrible.
They said, "Where Nancy at?"
Did they take anything?
And then they took that nigga piece of his skull.
Yo,
Hey, they was finna do her knees up. That's what they was looking for before they had a hammer. Said, where that bitch at?
yeah,
Yeah.
they got caught.
He must have been there.
He's probably watching the World Star video. No, let me
Yeah, they
turn
have
this
him a
up.
body
I want to
cam.
hear what they were saying.
No, but I haven't been paying attention to
Hand me that
it.
soup.
Moving along. Yo, so hey, there's something I gotta ask you guys as well too, right? In our topic list, it seems like in Black Twitter, not Black Twitter, I'll say Black YouTube spaces, or just most YouTube spaces, some we don't cover a lot of, but we've covered the topic, this relationship shit. And it's a conversation I've been wanting to have with you guys for a while, because there seems like there's so many people speaking their fucking view and belief on relationship shit that sounds completely stupid to me. So I don't know how
That's
often.
because they don't know any better, bro.
I don't even think it's that.
Like what? Give me an example. What you mean?
Okay, well, you sent me
Pearl?
yeah, you sent me, her page or whatever, and she keeps saying that she got banned on TikTok. I don't know what for. But she's one of those people that I've kind of listened to, and she's starting to create controversy, not intentionally. But I just noticed
A little intentionally.
Yeah.
A little intentionally.
Well, I know in the black spaces, because she's white, they feel a way about that. Fix your life. And so I think that
Keep trying to get it together. Oh, you say it's live. I thought you said it's life. Leave this man alone.
I mean, live isn't. Never mind. But it's just, it seems like there's an easy debate and an easy interest for people to have that conversation when somebody says something controversial about relationships. As far as in dating, as far as in if somebody goes 50-50 with you, or the right kind of woman or the right kind of man. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest, most of the time I feel like most people that are turning their camera on and talking this shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I feel like they're pandering. Even when I feel like, even sometimes when I see women saying what a woman should be doing for her man, I still feel
that's not really what's going on in your household.
Yeah.
I don't know, because what you sent me,
Did you send them?
I sent him a video where a cougar was talking about how these young girls ain't holding it down for you, and she'll give you the Guac 3000 and make sure your 2K player is up to 40 and pay some bills.
Player up to level 40.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Yeah.
Right? See what I'm saying? See?
Where's she at?
See what I'm saying? But not... See, the thing about...
I'm about to create a player tonight.
Like I was telling him, I said, bro, do you know the grind it takes to get to level 40, bro? Like, that's clutch. Like,
Yo.
She said she got vision. She said, we're going to help you get there. Like,
yeah.
She ain't asking you where you trying to go. She know where you want to go.
Yeah, let's go
She
there.
already know.
Let's take you there.
most cougars do. Been there, done that.
She know when your controller finna die. You know you get that second beep on your screen like your controller.
If you
she
pay,
go plug it
there's
in while
probably
you playing.
batteries
Hold on, baby, I got
already there.
Right.
For you to replace if you're paying attention. She's already restocked them.
That shit, man.
It's like that. She like that.
They're placed in the oven.
Not in the microwave, in the oven.
In the oven, bro. Come on. What?
So
Stupid.
with
With foil on it though. It got the foil on.
Or it's in
How-
in a pan and keep it warm. One way or another, she got you. Anyways,
yeah. So what's your take on that? Like,
the thing about it is like you said, everybody should shut the fuck up, and I feel like that because there's a couple of things. Everybody's different, right? Everybody's extremely different. Everybody has a different experiences and threshold for certain shit, right?
For sure.
And depending on who you're dealing with and what you've been through, then your threshold and all that will determine. And everybody's relationship is different. Comprehension, communication, all these different things come into play, right? So it's like trying to sit here and say something that you think is gonna work for everybody's relationship outside of saying communicate better, be willing to compromise,
right,
and be understanding. Outside of that, there's not too much you can say that's really gonna work for anybody else's relationship because everything is different. The chemistry, the relationship, the understanding, how they operate, how they move.
Absolutely.
The direction that they're headed, what they've been through to how they it's so many different variables that come into play. You can't sit up here and say, yeah, well, I'm an expert on relationships and blah, 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 blah. And that works for everybody. And in my experience, your experience, and your experience because of what you've been through and who you're dealing with and what you
that
attract.
Many of us have from childhood plays a part into your personality.
So many different variables, bro, because right now, you can think about, well, you're married to her. There's one woman, right, that you be like, I'll do anything for. Then there's other women like, hit the bitch with my car. Right?
Right.
Now, that's different. There's also people who be like, I don't fuck all these bitches.
Yes.
And they're going to treat them all the same.
Yes.
Then you're gonna have Romeo who's gonna love every woman.
Yep.
You know, it's like it's just people are set up different due to personalities and traits and all this. So to sit up here and be like, well, this is because I've been seeing some shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up, I would never. And then I ran into a girl that I did it for. Oh shit.
And the dynamics though, like everything is all good until you live with each other. Go ahead and live with each other.
Bro, living with somebody is heavy.
That will change everything.
I'm glad you mentioned that because there's something that I want us to have it doesn't have to take long, a small conversation on, because I feel like most of the conversations are bad in direction and sharing opinions. You said living together, right?
For sure.
How do you guys feel about this constant debate on 50-50?
That's stupid.
Because there's a lot of women
on it?
a lot of women, and I notice a lot of them are younger too. Look at it like, I don't want a man where I gotta pay 50-50
because they have no skills.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they don't have
the debate
the
is
skill.
Stupid, bro.
They're not the same women as our moms, where they knew how to do things. A lot of these women, some of them don't know how to cook. Some of them don't know how to take care of a household and clean. Like a lot of.
Can you elaborate? Because I got my opinion. Can you elaborate when you say cook and clean? Like, how do you mean cooking?
Prepare a proper meal, man.
And cooking and cleaning. And as far as cleaning, duty,
man. I never walked in none of my moms, or maybe one or two auntie or so might have had everything wasn't all
that
together.
Was an outcast, so that was always a black sheep.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not walking in my mom. You're not gonna walk into an old school woman.
The kitchen is clean. There's no dishes in the sink.
What?
There's no when they go to sleep.
What?
Kitchen is clean, no dishes in the sink type thing.
Put away,
like, you know what I'm saying? When you clean, you wash and fold, hang. So
basically you're saying, what you guys are saying, because this is what I've been trying to finally get out and say. When women have this conversation about men challenge them about cooking and cleaning, do you think women are a lot of these women that are debating that taking the time to think that maybe they should know how to do those things? Because if you live by yourself, right,
you're gonna have to do that.
You should be cooking and cleaning and basically self-management
about it. Wait, check it out though. How many times have you seen some of the like prettiest or baddest women living like pigs?
Yes,
living like football players. They don't
cook or clean, and when they do, they don't do the dishes.
DoorDash.
Yep.
Ordering pizzas. Yep. I remember this chick invited me over, and her mattress was in the living room, and in the living room she had a bag of clothes. Her bathroom didn't have a shower curtain, and her garbage bag was on a counter in the kitchen.
Hey, you live here, my nigga? You just moved in this motherfucker.
I should have brought my pistol. I know you was inviting me to the trap.
Yeah.
I helped you move in, nigga. What the fuck is you doing here?
Start looking in closets. Y'all niggas better come out because I ain't got no money on me. But I'm just saying, like, you'd be surprised how they operate and how they live because they don't have any of those traits or not qualities,
skills, like you said,
traits or qualities that you need not only to survive but to attract and sustain a relationship. Because I'm gonna be honest, like as a man, I would like for my woman to be able to cook and clean for me. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
And this is not saying that there have to be gender roles like you.
You want to know what's crazy?
Cook, you gotta clean. Like,
but you know the thing about it. I don't have a problem cooking for my woman. 9 times out of 10. Well, no, 8 times out of 10. I've been able to cook 7 times out of 10. I've been able to cook better than the women I've dealt with. You see what I'm saying? And I clean better than almost any woman that I've ever met because I'm OCD and I'm a germaphobe.
Same
and
here.
you feel me? I'm meticulous about things. So it's just like,
And I like to do it. I'd rather do it myself.
In a lot of cases,
of stuff.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, but on the same breath, it would be nice to not have to do everything myself all the time.
Right.
Like, bro, if I've been out grinding, working, doing type of shit all day, and then come home, it'd be nice to come home to a meal. That'd be dope.
Yeah, of course.
I ain't gonna lie. That was the good thing
because
about my son's mom. That's one thing she used to definitely be on top of. Like, I never requested or asked, but I would come home and at a certain time it was cooked.
How long they sit in the dryer?
Sometimes it depends. If
How
I
long your
forgot
clothes
about
sit in the dryer?
it depends. If I forgot
My
about
clothes rarely sit in a dryer long unless I'm just wrapped up with hella
Yeah,
shit.
if I forgot about
I have to be completely swamped. If
'Cause soon as
I'm
they
not
done,
if I'm not distracted, in and out.
they're
Even
coming
if they get right out the dryer, they're gonna sit in the bag.
out. What, nigga, for 2 weeks, nigga. What you mean? Till the next
Okay.
time I gotta wash, nigga.
Okay.
What you mean?
Your missus will fold them things though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. My mama used
Right?
to. I used to, one thing I told my mama, I only
Like-
fold towels.
Like,
What you mean? I still
I make socks when it's time to wear them.
all of them white. They all the same
like,
ones.
what?
Come on, man.
What? Like,
Yeah.
But it's just like it's nice to have that. It's
sure.
And the thing about it is like, so you want me to go out here and provide and work and grind, and you have comfortable living, and then I come home and I can't get clean drawers and a plate. That's crazy.
Here's the ill thing to me, right? The ill thing to me is like I noticed that a lot of these girls, they're young and they're very impressionable and they're very lost, because when I hear the 50-50 conversation, almost everybody that I know, that I grew up with, that I'm close to, both the parents worked.
Yep.
Right? And moms, and if you came from a single parent background, your mother did everything anyway. And so she probably, and if she had trouble dating, it was because a dude just was not able to
He wasn't able to keep up.
with the fact that she can handle
There was a
everything.
certain standard that you had to
For
meet.
sure.
But for no reason would I ever believe in my own mom. I couldn't picture my mom like scaling it back to where it's like, well, I'll just be in the house and this, that, and the other, and I'm not paying, because you know what I'm saying. My mom was teaching me about finances and shit like that, and do this and this is how you properly do that. So I don't know where they're getting it from. I don't know who the fuck they're listening to these
Bruh,
days.
you know how the
mom
house
been working
was.
50 plus years. She retired and still can't sit her ass down.
Nigga,
Right.
He know how it was coming to my
Right.
house, nigga. You a friend of mine. That's cool. You a house guest and all that. But when you done eating, you about to go help Harold clean the dishes.
She said, Harold make his own eggs around here. Let me show you how to make eggs.
Oh. So are we doing scrambled or sunny side?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is how we do the noodle. And when you done, you rinse your stuff off and you put it in this dishwasher right here, because we don't put dishes in the sink. That's how Miss Greta got down.
Yes, ma'am.
Sunday, specified clean day. nigga.
Yeah.
Specified.
So it's like it's crazy looking at mothers like that, mothers like ours, and then you look at these women like, oh, I don't do 50. It's like, yo, I came from a 2-parent household until about the 5th grade. My parents separated, and up until that point, my mother and my father worked. You understand what I'm saying? And it's teamwork. I don't understand the concept of you want to be on the same level when it comes to certain things that are beneficial, but then at the same time, well, I don't want that responsibility.
yeah, because 50-50 mean, so if you're not willing to, because that, bringing it back to the question you asked, 50-50, to me, I like the 50-50 because, in a sense, I want you to be able to pay for the things you want to pay for, because I look at it as if I'm footing the bill for this, that means there's money I'm going to give you because you're not making the money, or you're either keeping it for yourself. Typically, it's like one person is making the bread a lot of times in a relationship, while one person might be looking for a job or something.
I think
like
the 50-50 conversation is trash, because in any relationship, there's it, like from a man to a woman
Yeah.
perspective, there's no such thing as 50-50. I can't carry the kids my wife gave
So
me.
that's the
But at
other
the
part
same
I'm
time
bringing up,
is
yep.
she can't protect me physically like I can protect her.
That's the other
So if you're just making it financially, it just lets me know that you on some gold digger shit because you was listening to Cardi B or whoever you was listening to that got you hyped up thinking that you're on the same level as them. By the way, most of these women are married and fucking are engaged and shit like that.
nothing.
So when I hear that concept, or when I hear women say, "Oh, if you broke, just say that," yeah, to pay for all your shit. So you want somebody that's a father figure and fucking you is what you're
Because
saying.
see, it wasn't the perception that I get was like the women that we had the women that were raised us, basically they weren't necessarily told that they had to have those skills by men, it was like the man was willing to foot the bill because they're taking care of the other shit.
Yeah,
They're already doing that.
they're already
It's like,
taking care of the
they're
things.
coming in with this like men wanted to. I want to pay for it. I want to be able to provide.
You gotta understand something. Like
this is
go back. Let's go all the way back. And there was a certain understanding. Like we're going back, right? And it was like women understood that I have to take care of my man so that he can take care of me.
Yep.
And a man took care of his woman so that she could take care of him.
Yep.
That doesn't always equate to finances, because if you're talking about finances, what about the mental, emotional, physical aspect of everything else?
Exactly.
Right? And depending on what we're talking about, a woman can do certain things from a mental, emotional, and physical aspect that a man can't.
Exactly.
And a man can do things from a mental, emotional, and physical. So there's that difference already, but having that understanding, you completed each other, because it might have been 50-50 because you did what they couldn't and they did what you couldn't, but it was to help each other, right?
Exactly.
As a team.
Exactly.
So if I'm half and you're half, we make a whole. That was the 50-50. That's how we made it work. So she might not have worked, but she took care of everything, and she made that house a home. She made those food, that she made those groceries a meal. You see what I'm saying?
Because 50-50.
And that was an understanding.
Right.
And it wasn't no conversation about 50-50 because it's not 50-50, because at the end of the day, you can't put a number on what it is that you're getting or receiving for somebody, because when it's genuine and it's authentic, like that's
so I was
priceless.
I say that 50-50 part.
Why I said it was stupid when you first said it. The conversation itself is stupid because it's based on nothing more than finances. At the end of the day, should be the last conversation you should be having if it's somebody you love.
Yeah, because I'm more on the part of
because
knowing the
if
knowing the
it's somebody you love, like they say, make sure that the same person riding in the Benz with you is the same person that'll catch the bus with you. Because when it comes to love, that person will struggle and grind it out with you and be broke with you. See, you talk about 50-50 and he can't do this and just say you broke, then so that means if I don't got it, then I don't got you. Why am I even dealing with you?
It's knowing the strengths.
Those are the type of bitches you hit with the car. I'm just playing.
With the Benz or the but no, it's about knowing the strengths and the weaknesses of yourself
and complimenting
your partner.
Yeah,
because I can sit here and say both of my kids' moms are better at a lot of things that would typically be looked at as a thing that a man would have skill in, as far as putting things together, like our washing machine breaking, or just being good with building and creativity like
with
that.
These two women, right? You had two different relationships, right?
Yeah.
And there was two different ways you operated with them, right? Because of the 50 that they gave you, it was different from each woman, right? Which demanded a different 50 from you. You had to be a man. Yeah. But what you were required from a mental, emotional, and physical aspect differed from.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like while you had to give more with one woman in this relationship, you didn't have to exert as much with this one. So while you still gave your half and she gave her half for it to be a whole, it differed depending on the relationship and the chemistry. So how the fuck can you be somebody that's a relationship expert when you can't
determine?
Right,
making all type of sense, right?
Yeah.
You see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, but that's another thing. Like, how are you you're gonna diminish it down to just being focused on finances, because you're watering it down. When you start talking about 50-50, you're watering it down and you're taking so much away.
Because it's not even on, and somebody may take on more than the other in some aspect of whatever part of the relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's never going to be an even 50-50 at all.
It'll be you giving your fullest and them giving their fullest, and that will create a wholesome team and a unity between you.
That's why I agree when you said the concept was stupid, because it's always supposed to be 100-100 on both ends.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So when somebody narrows it down to finances, basically you're saying if you can't do this in this section, then you can't do anything else for me. But what people don't understand is everything fluctuates throughout time.
And it's funny when you base it on money and there's millionaires committing suicide with your dumb ass.
Right.
And usually their relationships are horrible.
Well, it's because it's like when you're when you get up that high and you have that amount of money, then it's almost like that's what you're known for. That's what you're good. Like
it's not, and it's not a democracy at that point.
It's
almost
women aren't falling in line with the way that you would want your woman to be.
Do you
then
think
it's like you got to vet
like
too
it's
many
like
people.
you don't think your rich friends have problems, right? Just like you don't really take into mind your strongest friend
Right.
might have some issues that
Exactly.
you're dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So then it's like certain things aren't taken into account when you have that much money. So certain things aren't taken into account. They aren't acknowledged. If they can't be acknowledged, they can't be appreciated or nurtured if necessary. So then you go into certain depressions or mood swings or start feeling some type of way because you're not getting what it is that you need because you're only being viewed as somebody who's rich and got it all when you actually need a connection to somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like there's different things that come into play. So basing it just on money is
because
If
they
you
have
ask
to vet
these-
too many people. Like, what are your intentions? Now I'm looking at what your intentions are.
If you ask
you
these
already
same,
know what the
if you ask
intentions
these
are.
same women if they could survive a relationship with Kanye West, who 50-50 wouldn't be a problem financially, all of a sudden now the rules change. And that's my point. Like, you can't sit up here and say that, oh, well, if you don't have enough money, you're not even eligible, because there's plenty of people out here with money, from D-boys to people that live the straight path to nerds to wherever. The question is it goes beyond, well, can you tolerate everything else? Because, like, a lot of very wealthy men, they don't really have to answer to anybody. So there's no point in a democracy in the household. You're actually asking them to morally have a equal rights type of scenario in a situation where they don't have to.
And it seems
you're
like-
wondering why you can't find the right guy.
It seems like a lack of confidence
Not the right tax
in
bracket.
yourself to say that you have that this is what a man has to pay for this or that, because I find that people who are successful and self-made, they typically are not looking for someone else to kind of.
It's
foot
not
the
even
bill
just
for
that.
them.
It's just like
The mindset
the
that's created.
hard workers, the grinders, the
yes.
hustlers.
They wanna do it
Like
themselves.
whether you're self-made or not, the fact that you have to work hard and grind and do whatever you
Correct.
have to do to get to the position that you're in. People who actually understand.
That mindset would not allow those type of words to come out your mouth, because you wouldn't be looking for somebody who can
A controversial person
carry you.
that I still feel like a lot of people fail to understand was Kevin Samuels. When I asked people that do not like what Kevin Samuels talked about, I asked them what was his bottom line. And most people didn't know what his bottom line was. But because I watched the guy,
Yep.
his bottom line was average people should be with average people.
Yes.
Rich people should be with a certain type of person.
Know your lane.
Know your lane. That
I'm
was his
sure.
whole bottom line when he was talking to these women, and you would see the clips where he's going in on them. 9 times out of 10, those women were average looking. And he's saying, go find a blue collar guy. You're saying that you're better than what you are.
That's like me looking for the tall females. I know she's not looking for me. Sometimes though, you remember. Sometimes though, they might got a little bit of fetish in them or something like that.
Yeah, that
but-
happens every once in a while.
but for the most
you're not
part,
getting,
I'm
you
not-
know,
I'm-
WNBA players.
Yeah, I'm not going.
It's not happening.
I wouldn't be looking over there anyway.
And he might go with it and be like, I'm gonna let her toss me around.
And no, that's not even
Unless
the
you
arena.
start off as a chef.
I'm not looking at
Look,
WNBA. Man.
unless you
I'm
start
good.
as a chef, then you might have an entry point.
But that was the man's bottom line, and the dude was hated for it.
Softball players though, they my height, and they got the woo. That you feel me?
Stop.
Stallion.
Track stars and volleyball players for me. The yams.
Now volleyball, they got height on them. They
You
they got
short
the-
though.
softball.
I got that.
They got the. You feel me?
But like I said, man, the blue collar with the average women in there still. And the funny thing is this is a message to average women, by the way.
Joe basic ass.
You are competing with women that are in a different lane than you for the same type of guy.
For sure.
Because those women that are going for that guy that might have a better chance of them getting the guy that you want are not going for the guy that you probably should be pursuing.
What's crazy is the guy that they're both pursuing, he's probably not even going for what either one of y'all are like putting out there.
Right.
That would be so
Right.
crazy. Like,
And that's why I have a problem with like the people speaking on relationships. Because I have hate me for it now. You ready for it? I have a problem with single people giving relationship advice as far as in what to get, not what you've been through. See, if you're single and you've been through some shit, then you can say, listen, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. But if you're single and you're like, this is how you get that, it's like
the proof in the pudding at? Where are your
right. You need to go talk to some married folks if you're trying to figure out how to make a relationship work. Or you know what? I'll even say this. Take marriage out of it. Go to some people that's been consistently together for X amount of time if you want to figure out how to make it work.
I know an old couple right now that's not married.
Homeless man put you to the side, like, I'll show you how to make $1 million.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Fuck off me.
Right.
I know an old couple
I'm not going to pose for automotive advice.
Nah.
Or advice. I'm not. I'm not going.
You gonna fuck around and be...
You gonna mess around and have some green beans.
Farm commercials, nigga.
Nigga use a sundial.
I'm not doing that.
Nah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not on no level. So
hey, man, hold on, man. You said that a little too, like
on no level.
No level.
No, on no level.
Like,
bro, you be losing phones and all type of
me?
Yeah.
Nah.
The reason why I'm saying this is because you specialize in something that people should go to you for.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm getting at. I'm not finna go to Jelani for certain things that I know Jelani isn't gonna know. I'm not like, yo, bro, I need to put this concrete down. So what do I do?
Go to Home Depot and find the guys.
Right. Look, I can point you in what direction you could wear some shoes in Home Depot for at least 3 hours without hurting your feet.
What type of shoes to wear?
That's what you could wear.
Insulated Timbs.
Yeah. You see, you see what I'm saying? You're not gonna. So I feel like a lot of people got to shut the hell up when it comes to the whole, well, these are the 5 things you should do when it comes to dating. And it's like, why aren't you sitting next to your dude? Why aren't you sitting next to your dude, or why aren't you sitting next to your girl making these statements? Because then you look more believable, right? Mm-hmm. Right? If somebody's standing, like I said, use an example, somebody standing in the middle of the garden saying, let me show, if you want to learn how to fix up your Ferrari, I'm going to be like, there's no Ferrari in there. This nigga standing in front of a tomato tree. What's going on? You see what I'm saying? There's reasons why there's things in place when people when things are advertised to you. But I think a lot of people get away from, okay, where's the credibility? You know, who's co-signing you?
Right.
That's why, so if you're in a relationship.
They have 10,000 followers. Fuck you mean?
That's even worse. That's even worse because when they do have a large following, go look at the comic section. If she's a beautiful girl, there's going to be 900 dudes in there.
Yep.
With their virtual dicks out. Yep. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that doesn't make any sense either.
I had a friend of
ours.
ours.
People promoting digital artists.
That Actually, that's a segue. I'll let y'all know some information I found out about a dope digital artist.
Okay.
Like, dude. Actually,
nah, don't stop giving them information. You keep doing that. Nah, no more for y'all.
This will be off air. It'll be off air. It'll be off air.
Yeah, do off air.
Off air. But we got a friend that I kind of gave some information to as far as the type of women he should be seeking, rather than looking for women that is to impress everyone, which is going to bring. That's
a lot of dudes' problems. They trying to make sure they got the flyest woman in the room, rather when there's always going to be one dude that feel like she look like Wile E. Coyote.
I want a woman that's going to do what I say.
There we go.
Oh,
sorry,
Corey.
The comic section about to go crazy.
He
seems controlling.
No, Corey Holcomb made a comment this week that said the same thing. If you can't control your bitch,
it ain't been like that though. It's just like, you know, it's
then you.
Why you gotta say it like that? You see that nigga pucker up?
That's how he said it. If you can't control your bitch.
Oh my God.
No, that's never been an issue.
Nah, because when you get in a dangerous spot,
the woman listening to me, not what you said.
Yeah, if you can't get,
it's harsh.
You know, if we are thinking of the worst case scenario a lot of times when it comes to situations. Yeah. And so I'm sure a lot of us are thinking, if I can't get you to shut the fuck up and come on this way, or let's make this move when it's like in a time of need, then that's dangerous for us. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I surmise from that. It's like, if
you
I
need
can't,
a woman that's gonna listen, I need you to. And
so the word, the word is called cooperate, because a lot of women,
trust or
a lot of women don't. Well, you can't have one without the other.
The whole thing about it is this shit. You have to listen to be able to cooperate, because a lot of women hear and don't
listen.
Boom.
And don't listen. Yeah.
I be hearing the music while I be moving around the house, but when I sit down and spark, I be listening to it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And
so
a lot
I
of
can actually
I like that.
comprehend
Right.
and catch. So I need you to listen to be able to cooperate. So that's why I said listen, because it starts there.
Yeah.
Once you're listening to me, if you're listening to me, you're gonna understand what I'm saying, and it's gonna make sense to the point.
And
where
they
you're
gotta,
like, okay,
and
I
they
can
have to
cooperate.
understand everything isn't about a power thing when we say listen, cooperate.
That's the part.
Right?
Yep.
If I need you on the other side of the bridge to complete a task, I need you to listen and cooperate with me so we can complete the task. Not listen to me because I feel like I'm Joseph Stalin.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of miscommunication is, because what we deem as logical and guidance, they deem as emotional damage. Like, oh, I didn't like the way you said that.
Is that-
or I don't like your tone. And it's like, it's not even about that. We're
A lot of
trying to
times,
complete something.
We're not even thinking about the tone.
Right.
We're just trying to get it out.
Because it's a is that the part of submission that will we lump that into submission?
Well, see, the thing about submission is allowing. Well, yeah, in a sense, because submission means allowing a man to lead, right? Submission doesn't mean lay down, let me run you over the car if I say so. Submission means allowing a man to lead.
Hey,
Listen
you
to
run a
him
bitch over before,
and
man?
letting him make. Nah, I'm just.
Hey, I did notice the bumper was fucked up on the left side. There's like a face print on
I
the.
might have clipped her.
Clip not hitting it.
Yeah, you caught that. Nah, but it's just.
It's a difference.
Yeah,
It's a difference
it's
between
a-
a misdemeanor and a felony. It's a big difference.
No. Man.
Shit got real dark and cynical.
Man, you fucked up my train of thought, bro.
Yo, man, he was really about to land his plane, bro.
I was.
Now he's circling. It's foggy.
I know where a storm just came down.
Is that really a misdemeanor?
No visuals. No visuals.
Tower, this kicks and sneakers trying to land. Tower, this kicks and
No
sneakers.
visuals. Sheesh. Somebody out there with the woo wop.
Oh shit!
Press the landing gear.
Oh man. I totally
Submission.
huh?
Submission.
Boom. Submission.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back on point. The thing about submission is it's a difference because a lot of women believe submission means you do what I say when I tell you. I control what you do. You can't, and that's not what it is. It's allowing
No,
a
it's
man.
not at all.
It's allowing a man to lead. And what I mean by that is he's out front. He's making the decision, but understand he talks to you about all these things. He brings you into the situation because his decisions ultimately affect.
Yes.
So
Yes.
but you trust him to lead you. So you trust him to make the decisions. You trust his guidance.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you listen to him. You take everything he says into consideration, and in certain instances, you move according to what it is he's saying because you are submissive to him. You're allowing him to lead as the head, as the man.
Absolutely.
Because he's supposed to be out front anyway to protect you.
Right.
So anything happens, it happens to him first,
Right.
before it happens to you. But it can't happen to him first if
Give me
you're
your
not
phone.
being submissive and allowing him to lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be independent. You want to be, I got it, I'll do it. All right, go ahead and walk in first. And when this nigga starts shooting, you catch the first bullet that was meant for me because as a man, I should be in front.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when you have to allow the man to lead. You have to trust in him to make the right decisions for the both of y'all and know that his guidance will lead y'all to ultimately the goals that I will hope you guys have in alliance.
And to add to that, bro, if women would operate, if a lot of these women,
Yeah.
if a lot of these women would operate like that, then there is no conversation about the wrong man and getting away from certain type of men because you know how you're going into the situation. So if there's women out here that are upset because of the man that they just got done dealing with or the man that they're dealing with, they need to understand that they signed that contract. You see what I'm saying?
And they
Because-
probably wanted to be in the relationship because most,
Yeah.
most women most women push the relationship thing first.
All right,
Well,
let's go.
yeah.
You vetted this guy.
Let's touch on this a little bit then. Fine, let's go there.
Okay.
You want to know something that's really crazy to me? A lot of these women, and this is in my experience, personally, a lot of women who have shown interest or wanted to rock with me, wanted to deal with me. You want to know what's crazy? There wasn't a lot of inquiry about how I was doing mentally or emotionally, or a lot of things that were going on in my life. You feel me? They had this idea.
They have a checklist
of how it would go if we were together. They see how I operate, what I have going on, and so they're like, "Oh, that's the ideal dude." Not understanding whatever struggles, traumas, emotional issues, and things that I might be going through behind the scenes. On the front, it looks good because I have a business to run, so I have to look and operate and portray myself a certain way. I can't be out here with my boxers on my head, running around in socks with no drawers on, trying to run a business.
right.
I put that disclaimer out before.
I might do that
put that
behind the
disclaimer out
scenes,
before.
right? But when it's time to go to work, I take my drawers off my head and put them where they go.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
so
that's
you,
real.
you,
Not
you, you
perfect.
have no. First of all, nobody's perfect.
Nobody's
But
perfect.
all the
Think I'm
same
just
breath,
got it all together.
a lot of women do not do their due diligence as far as background
Yep.
research and understanding the person that they're looking to deal with. They want to deal with them because of what they see,
Yep.
what's drawn to them, the attraction, or something of that nature. And not all.
Because I'm gonna present
But
my
what I'm
best
saying
self.
is,
A lot of these women
what
doing
I'm
it. We're
saying
talking
is,
about the women
in
that's
my-
doing this talking
in my
right now.
best,
Yeah.
in my
So
experience,
you're gonna see mostly my best
because
self.
it's like this. So, all right, I run a business. I've been in business for a while. I operate everything myself. I've been consistent, right? I handle business, and I'm on top of my shit. I don't have any kids. I am debt free. I don't have a police record. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that just initially, like,
Your resume is nice.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice resume.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so initially a woman sees that, she's like, that's the type of dude that I want because I know he has A, B, C, and D, but you don't know about X, Y, and Z, and you're not even doing the research to find out about them.
Right.
You're not
Quick to jump
inquiring.
in.
You're not asking the right, and then you
You
jump
trying to
into.
snatch me up.
So you snatch me up and find out I be snatching your ass up. Right?
This nigga is
Now
crazy.
what? But I'm serious though. Because that's how it happens, right?
Yeah.
Right? Pretty boy finesse you, and he's all lovely and everything. And then one night you do something, I snatch your ass. I'm like, bitch, don't you ever in your fucking life do that again. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just overreacted. You know, I'm really into you. I like you a lot, and I saw you.
Now you in the
know,
living room drinking wine and eating ice cream, scared
Gosh,
shitless.
I just like you a lot, and I just got a little out of hand. It just, it won't happen again.
Right.
And when it happens again, I don't snatch you up. I give you this crazy right I got.
Yep. That's
So
what
it-
happens.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
what happens. And then it turns into, them turning the camera on and giving this advice. And it's like, the thing is that I feel like a lot of these women are horrible scouts.
Yes.
And that's
They're
what I'm
horrible
saying.
scouts.
A lot of them are horrible
real
scouts.
scouts, they're going to look at all of your accolades, all of your strong suits. And then you know what a really good scout is going to do? Look for all your weaknesses. And then they're going to balance them out, right? And then when they balance them out, they're going to see, does this athlete fit in this culture for this team? That's how it works. But a lot of times the list is, well, I don't want to go 50-50. And he got to be 6'5". And he got to do this. And
They out here scouting like, did you see that
they're
one
trying to
street ball
build a
game
man.
he got?
exactly.
Draft him.
Right.
Like, what?
They're doing build
He's
a
a
man.
sophomore.
Draft him.
Right. Draft him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing is the minute you realize that, you know what, maybe I'm not a
dud.
good scout and maybe I need to actually scout better. I don't know, maybe you should court. I don't even think that's a thing anymore. Maybe you should court.
Take time to and actually, don't be so quick to.
I always ask people, like, when I'm being introduced to a scenario and somebody's like, yo, I've been talking to this girl for a while, mainly the homies, right? I always ask, how is it when y'all argue? How is it when
Yes,
you
you
fight?
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because
See-
that'll help you determine what kind of dynamic you're going to have and how far it can go.
And I think that's the part of the relationship I'm the most fearful of anticipating is
That first fight.
is not even just the first fight. It's
Your first loss?
the 10th fight. Like, I know that this is bound to happen.
Uh-huh.
It's
inevitable,
A
yes.
lot of women are not prepared for that part because it's all like glitz and glamour.
Yeah, it's bliss.
I don't argue. I just prove you're wrong.
Until we
Bliss.
might gotta live together. Now we gotta live together, and we are different people when we live together than we are outside of the house with each other.
Yeah.
It's a totally different type of scenario.
I be the same person inside the house and outside the house, and I think that's what be throwing them off. They're like, why people are out? I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm
this
different.
is me.
Yeah, I'm
okay?
different in the house, meaning like
I mean, I wear a shirt outside.
no. I might not. I don't feel like I got to talk to you the whole time we here. Like, why? I don't have to like. We don't have to be in the same room all the time.
Right.
Shit, I mean, we go out. We ain't gotta talk all the time. The food coming soon. Just have your meal. Shut the fuck up.
Certain things that
enjoy it.
You might think I'm ignoring you, but no, I got my headphones in, man.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
I am ignoring you. The game's on.
But it's certain things that become bothersome to some people.
Yeah.
Because now we are.
They didn't pay
we're
attention
living
to
together.
Yeah.
And we didn't
pay
have
attention
to
who
deal
you
with
were.
each other. We coming together. We gonna dress nice when we.
But see, that's the
when
whole
we come
thing.
out to see each other. Now I gotta see your ass.
See, that's read the room, right? Like read the room. Like pay attention to the person that you're dealing with, and that's what's so crazy because it's like this. Dealing with me, like I love my alone time. I enjoy.
I like my
my
alone
time to
time.
myself.
That
Right?
could be a problem.
I like my alone time. I do.
It's not, because if you deal with me, you have to respect that. That's period, point blank. Because the thing about it is, if you don't respect that, then you're gonna be crowding me. You're gonna smother me, and then I'm gonna get irritated. And then once I'm irritated, you have to deal with the irritated me.
Fighting words.
And the whole thing about it,
Yeah.
the irritated me,
I'm such a bad irritator.
bro, he's such an asshole.
Yes.
But understand something: the regular me is an asshole. Oh, so to deal with an irritated asshole,
Yeah.
bruh, why would you even put yourself in that situation?
And I think what happens is people try to gravitate to the traits that they love the most and just hope that you will modify or change for them.
I do,
And it's like
changes are made, compromises are made.
See, I'm more on the compromise. I'm more on the compromise. I don't believe in the fully changed situation. I believe in the compromise because you pretty much got that appetizer or that initial advertising of who a person was, but you chose to see different. You chose to exactly focus on what you wanted. That's the narcissism of you thinking it's going to be a certain type of way.
Boom, photographer, full picture.
Right.
Oh, look at that! I like that part of the picture. Let me focus in and zero in on that.
Shallow depth of field.
So wow, in the full picture,
He gonna act like he don't know he got it set.
in a full picture, you see, you feel me, the insecurity, the ego, and pride. You focus in on how they love
The beauty
you
of the photo.
and yeah.
Yeah. You're not focusing
And
on the
use
person
it-
skateboarding in the background and the car driving. No, you're not.
Right.
Nah.
And that's the problem. And I think that that's what needs to happen. And dudes fall. They fall short too. But I see an overload of different women of all ethnics getting on TikTok, getting on social media. I believe steering women in a terrible direction.
For sure.
In a terrible direction.
They staring them off the fucking cliff.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Make this
Exactly.
left. The map says make this left.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Becoming more and more difficult for them to find this so-called man and I mean they've been tricked and hoodwinked and duped as well.
Yeah. But I feel like in this day and age, I feel like the time period where we came from, and then we can wrap it up, is that we come from a place where like a lot of women did get hoodwinked by guys. But I feel like nowadays
I'm talking
women
about like Disney.
I'm talking about women are getting hoodwinked by other women.
There we go.
You see what I'm saying? They're getting hoodwinked by other women thinking that these things are really out there and this is real, and it's like
And it might be, but it also might have only been out there for them.
right.
It's not out there for you.
Right. Exactly.
You got 3 kids. You're not finna find a millionaire to sweep you off your feet.
It's gonna be difficult.
You're gonna find a millionaire that's physical to sweep you off your feet.
You should be looking for 1,000 there. At least. I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
that don't mean
Like,
you shouldn't have expectations or standards. That's your prerogative.
The standards shouldn't be finances because no finances are guaranteed. Kanye West is a great example of that shit.
damn, that nigga went from a billionaire to a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And plummeting. So
That nigga didn't. I don't know. That's crazy.
I seen Burner up there though on the list. That's what I like to see. Burner was up there
yeah.
on the.
But you know the thing is about Forbes, right?
Yeah, you
You have some people that pay to get on the
Yeah, you
list,
can self.
and some people that pay not to be on the list. I want to get to the level where I can pay to not be on the list.
Well, I'm just seeing how
That's what I'm
lucrative
doing.
his business has
Yeah.
been. I never knew how successful as far as financially it had. So, what did he say? I didn't hear him.
I said. Anyways,
All right, Negroes and Negrettes. Not playing.
All right, y'all.
this your boy Dizzy D Spill here with my co-host in the building.
Jelani Evans.
Farmer Poe.
And you've been listening to the Notion Podcast. And if you enjoy this episode and other episodes, make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments. If you didn't like what I said, if you didn't like what Jelani said, if you didn't like what Poe said, leave those comments. Tell us how you feel so we won't respond. No, I might respond. But anyways,
You don't want my response.
follow us on all platforms: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of those
You gotta
pages.
drop a pin and see me.
And we are out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.